Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Dimes. I have a very special unboxing for you today, something that came in from one of my subscribers, Electric Buzz. If you haven't had a chance to check out their channel, I'll try to put a link in my description for them, so if I can find it. But this is one of the subscribers sent me in some knives, I think knives, because it feels kind of heavy. We'll take a look at maybe one unboxing. I'll definitely be one unboxing, maybe more. Maybe we'll look them all together and then we'll have reviews for each one of them. I don't know what's in here. I'm excited. It's super cool. It's definitely a first for the channel, so let's dig right on in. Hey, and today I'm opening up with my McNeese Mac 2 Auto. This is the 3.5 inch with the black aluminum scales. Really nice. Love the contour, the shape of this, the hollow grind. You should check it out if you haven't already. So I'm going to open up this way so that I don't give any personal information away. So I'm going to make sure I can get into the box. All right, let's see. I'm going to try to keep everything confidential unless I have to, you know, blur out something or block out something. So we'll see. All right, so let's go. Let's see, what do we got in here? Ooh, okay, we got a Civivi. All right. We've got another Civivi. Oh, and we got something else down here. Let's see what this is. Come on. This one doesn't want to come out. Let's see what this is. And we got something in a big... Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and put these off to the side for now, and then we'll kind of look into this in the big, beautiful green bag. Let's see what this is, okay? I'm kind of curious. Ooh, what is... Oh, it's a Tucson. Okay, that's really cool. All right, so I've not ever tried a Tucson knife before. I've heard of them. It's got a mill deep pocket carry clip, titanium back spacer. Interesting. I like the pivot. Okay, captive pivot on one side here. I think that's a T6, but that's okay. T6. It might be a T8. I don't know. Let's see. This is a T8 right here. Let's see if this fits. Okay, it fits there. Will that fit in here? Oh, it is a T8. Well, how about that? T8 there. Okay, very cool. All right, so titanium mill deep pocket carry clip, relatively deep carry. You can see that it's got a lanyard, but not been prioritized, so lanyard people can rejoice and be happy. Like that right there. Let's see, dead center. Yeah, really nice. Like the frame lock. Definitely, it's a flipper for short, and it's got a little fuller, which means I should be able to reverse flick, but we'll try all that in a second. I like the carbon fiber inlay here. That's nice. Twill carbon fiber. Definitely see Tucson. Not too much billboarding on here. It's got an interesting design. That looks familiar to me. It almost makes me think of Gavco or somebody. I don't know who that is. I've seen that before. Anyways, Tucson, let's see. Okay, I like the little milling on here. Definitely a nice touch with it. Got two screws on here, you know, not too bad. You can definitely feel the insert. It's a solid piece of carbon fiber. Definitely chamfered all the way around on the outsides. Nice relief for the fuller there. All right, let's go ahead and give it a flip and see what happens. All right, not bad at all. Oh, that's an interesting blade. I like that. Does it tell? Oh, D2 steel. So this is D2 steel. I don't know if it's CPM D2 or D2. A big difference. D2 steel is a great budget steel. CPM D2 is a much, much better steel. I don't know which one this one is. I'll have to look it up, and hopefully in the review we can talk about that. But there's some nice milling. I don't know if you can see that. Some nice milling. It's almost like a texture right there on the milling. You can see that. Yep, even here it's very microscopic, but there's some definitely milling which gives it a little texture. I like that. It's got some nice jimping right here on the flipper, which works really well. Let's see the action. Okay, let me go make sure it goes down. All right, so the one thing you have a detent ball, right? And to clear the detent, got to get to about right there. But it's still a little pressure on the detent to go past. Now, okay, so you're past the detent right there. So it's a pretty late detent. So you have to be aware of that. If you're gonna drop, you gotta be careful not to hit your finger like that, right? So typically I like to have it go all the way down. And yeah, once I'm down there, I'm okay. So, you know, if you do this, it's got some relief cut in here, a little chamfered on that. So the frame lock, it's pretty easy to disengage, but you can't disengage it up there and expect it to drop. It still has to clear that detent right there. So you wanna make sure it drops there before you can do that. So let's try that again. Get it go all the way down there. Yeah, then I'm clear. So as long as I'm okay with going all the way down there, that's not bad. I don't know the price of this knife. I don't know the cost. It seems like D2. I would have to know is it CPM D2 or D2. Usually if it's CPM D2, they like to point that out. So I'm going to guess this is ingot steel, but it's beautifully polished. Nice satin finish on that. really nicely rounded. All the corners are chamfered, okay? So that's really, really nice. It's not necessarily rounded, but definitely chamfered. You see all the corners there, definitely a little chamfering there. It's got a small, small swedge. Typically the swedge is to help you cut through deep cuts. Definitely a reverse tanto type of knife. It's got a point right there, right? A nice little point. And looks like you have, yeah, it's the same grind. It's a flat grind both sides. I would say it's not compound, but comes to a pretty strong tip. I don't know if you can see that. The tip, it comes out pretty strong and then goes to very thin. So it's got nice pokiness if you need to get into dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, whatever you're trying to get into, right? The action's pretty nice. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, still dead center. I like the back spacer, titanium back spacer, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, titanium clip. Everything's titanium. Really cool. I like the little carbon fiber insert there, or it's not really an inlay, it's more of an insert because it's screwed in and all that good stuff. I like the captive pivot. That's really nice. Everything's nice around it. It's nice profile. It's very discreet. It's going to go into your pocket, like I said, yay deep. So, you know, it's relatively deep pocket carry. It's not super uber hidden deep pocket carry clip, but it's not, you know, way out there like sticking out like a, you know, baton that's going to knock somebody out if you walk by them, right? Really cool. Very thick blade stock. When we do the review impressions, I think we're definitely going to see that this is a pretty heavy duty blade stock. That almost looks like I want to say 130, 140th of an inch. Definitely feels like a much thicker blade stock. Looks about as thick as my McNeese. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it does have some nice jimping up here. That's not super aggressive, gives you a little bit of traction. The trigger you could choke up, but I'd be very careful because that's not going to keep you from sliding onto the sharpening choil to cut yourself, so I probably wouldn't do that. I have medium to medium large hands. You can see I definitely, my hands are large widthwise, medium lengthwise. So for large to extra large, so probably even double extra large, you could easily, the double extra large, you might be getting over close to the edge, but you have that little angle there that you can work with. So that's still very nice. Comfortable, rounded all the way around. Let's see the pocket clip, no hot spots. Maybe a little bit I can feel right there on the edge. It's a little sharp right there if I'm gripping really tight, depends on how I hold it. I can feel a little bit of that. I wish that was rounded a little bit. It's sharp there. It's rounded this way, but you can still see it's kind of sharp going right here. And that does dig in a little bit. So depending on what your tasks are, you got to be aware of that. You could get a blister or cut from that if you're doing some heavy duty work, especially on the cost of this knife. Because if this is more of a budget knife, you know, you're probably going to do some hard work with this one for sure. All right, so we got cage ceramic ball bearings. You can see all that milling done inside. Let's look at the inside. Okay, so not a lot of milling on this side. Looks like a full slab of titanium. And then over here, you do have some milling from putting in the carbon fiber insert, but that's about it, right? So it's got a little weight to it for sure. Definitely a little weight. It's not a super light, you know, easy knife to carry around. Definitely it's got some heft to it. So feels like a work knife, right? Something you could really go ahead and abuse and take to work and do some stuff with. Now this is an impression. This is an unboxing. Excuse me. It's only an unboxing, and I'll do an impressions review. I don't use any knives that anybody shares with me. I just get a feel for them, an impression for them, and that's it. So that's the Tucson. So go ahead. Let's take a look at the next one. I think I'm going to go ahead and do an impression of all three. So the next one is a Civivi. What do we? Oh no, it's a cold steel. Oh, it's a surprise. This is the Recon 1. Wow, that is a big boy. That's a big knife. Okay, G10 scales with some nice texture on there. Looks like we got S35VN's blade steel, which is a great steel made in Taiwan, which is probably the same plant a lot of things are made, which means usually their tolerances are great. So let's see, yeah, dead center. And no flipper, so this is going to be a thumb stud, and you only have it on one side, which is interesting. Yeah, you can sort of do it on the side, but this is probably the preferred. Okay, so it does flip open. Man, that's a big knife. Can you choke up? Yes, you can. It's a big boy. I mean, the blade, we're looking at over 3.5 inches. We're looking at a grip on here that from here to here is over 4.25 inches. And you've got, if you choke up and you go right here, you've got 5 inches of grip. So this is a big hand glove. I mean, so if you got big hands, you definitely get on there. Now, I'm not always a fan of where I'm going to be forced to put my two hands, because if you got really fat fingers, you know, or meaty fingers, it's going to be, you're going to feel like you're, and I already can. I can feel a little bit of that edge on my finger over here because I got meaty fingers. I don't have thin, slender fingers. And if you got really slim, thin fingers, then you're going to feel like your fingers are stretched out a little bit. So that's interesting. I do like this kind of anodization, or I guess it's a coating. Maybe it's probably a PVD coating. Beautiful sharp blade. Very nice. Captive pivot, looks like T8s there. These are all T6s, T6s here. Reversible clip, which is nice. Rejoice lefties. Looks like a G10. This looks like a G10 insert. I don't think is it steel? No, it's got to be G10. That's probably a G10. That's a steel. Yeah, steel back lock. So this is a back lock, and I believe the way they work is, let's see, I want to make sure. I'm not going to cut myself yet. Okay, so if I do that, so I wanted to make sure, because backlock, if you can get it to drop and clear, you don't want to do the guillotine, right? So this part's going to catch on my finger when I do that, so I can go ahead and drop it like that. Now, it almost feels like it's assisted, but it's because this backlock, and this backlock is a lot like, kind of reminds me of a slip joint lock, right? And the way it locks up here. So it's like that, except it locks in place and you have to release it to get past it. And once you get down here, it pulls it right in. So yeah, definitely takes a little bit of work. Definitely a big boy kind of knife. You could do some hardcore work with it. I think that's really, really cool. I think you would enjoy that. Very, very cool coating on here. I like that. All right. Very cool. All right, so rounded chamfered all the way around. We've got a back spacer, got a big blade, looks like a little clip point, if you will, right there. It's got a nice fuller, not fuller, gosh. My goodness, my brain just went dead. All right, so we got a flat grind, comes out to a fairly thin edge, a swedge. We got a nice swedge for cutting into difficult stuff. You can choke up, G10, chamfer, it's got some nice texture, all that good stuff. Very cool knife. We'll do a review on this one as well. I don't want this unboxing to go too long, so I'm going to jump on to the next knife. Very cool. I like that. That is, it's a little, just so you know, this is a little bit outside of my aesthetic. It's really big and it's unique. Cold Steel has never been one of those that jumped out at me. There's one or two that have, but this is definitely, you know, it reminds me of little Spartan blades. It's one of those acquired tastes, you know, and I think people who like big knives are going to like that. All right, so let's do the last one so we can get this wrapped up real quick. This last one is a Petrified Fish. Oh, very nice. And this is, oh, let's see if it says what it is on there. Does it say, please tell me? Because I don't remember what this one is. It says PFP03. It doesn't tell me which this one is. I don't know. So, Robert, future self, right there. Rob, future self, right there. What is this fish? What is this petrified fish? Well, it's a fish. It's a petrified fish. What is it? So if you see that, there it is. All right, so Petrified Fish. I like the clip point. Definitely follows along with this aesthetic over here, right? You can see a little bit of that for sure. Definitely follows that aesthetic. Nice flat grind, and I believe I saw it's K110. K110 is like D2, it's a D2 equivalent. This is a liner lock. Let's see, locked up. We're right at 10%. Okay. Yeah, it does lock up. Maybe the insert, yeah. Okay, so it's right at, I'm gonna say about 10-15% is a lockup, which is not bad. It's just, do we have any blade rock? No, it's in there solid. Let's see how well does it drop. Nice drop action. Looks like you have one way to open it, and that's it right there, like that, right? So that, and it does close. So drop shot. There is a fuller, yep, a fuller, so I can do reverse dropping. That's cool. That's definitely a right-handed reverse flick. For left-handed, can I get enough? Yeah, almost. I could almost get my finger on there to drop that. So that's really cool. All right, very good, very good. And one thing I did notice about this is a back spacer G10 as well, or no, sorry, G10. It's micarta. It's a green micarta, back spacer green micarta on there. Steel deep pocket carry clip, very cool. Definitely reversible left and right-handed carry. Like I said, dead center. And we got K110, got some nice jimping on top. You got a little jimping up here. You can sort of use the trigger finger, go forward. I'd be very careful with the sharpening choil. Definitely get a good grip. You're not locked in anywhere here. Definitely medium to medium large hands. You know, my hands are medium, large width-wise, so extra large, double extra large would probably have no problem. This clip doesn't dig in too terribly much. It moves around a little bit on the green micarta, but you know, that's all right. I like the action. That's really cool. I like the fuller for the reverse flick. So that's really cool. And one thing I didn't do was this one. Can I reverse flick this one? Okay. So let's see. Can I reverse flick this? No. This fuller is absolutely not functional. And I typically can reverse flick any fuller. I mean, when people can't get to it, they can get to it. This one is non-reversible. All right, so let's look at the 3 unboxings that we did right here. We did the Tucson right here. The Tucson blade is what? And then we did the Cold Steel Recon 1, right? And then we did the Petrified Fish blade right here. All right, so these are our 3 blades that we're looking at. This is unboxing purely. We'll go ahead and have reviews on this. Very, very interesting. Some of these are not quite in my aesthetic, but I'm so glad and so thankful that my subscriber allowed me to have a chance to look at this. This is definitely a big boy, something I probably wouldn't pick up. This is definitely more of all these. This is more aligned in my aesthetic. I do like this one a lot, so this one's kind of cool. This would definitely be one that would be more in my line. If I was looking for a nice big beefy budget line kind of a knife, this would be like that. And then you have, of course, you have this Tucson, which is kind of a nice touch, and it's D2, which is similar to the K110. So very cool. Thank you very much. Hey, if you enjoyed this, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've hit the like button, consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you've already subscribed, please consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of future content. Hey, and if you've, and you know, just want to let you know, subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel a lot. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately get more things for you guys. So I really am excited about that. If you join me in this adventure of knife reviews and knife coolness, right? So I would appreciate that. Hey, if you've done all that, maybe check me out over on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy. Robs_nerdy_knives on Instagram. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.